Conspiracy theorist finds network home. Independent journalist Flint firemaker Lathos has announced that the Rewired network will broadcast Kid Fowler's conspiracy-laden show End Times. Lathos, notorious for his own sensationalist claims, announced, "Finally, someone else who sees things as they really are." Kid Fowler's perceptive news matches technical genius. By retransmitting his End Times broadcasts, I'll be helping people resist the narrative conditioning being pumped into our minds by the faceless elite. Kid Fowler provides specialized engineering services from his workshop in the Kapoya system. He has used his show to make many outlandish claims over the years. These include labeling the shadowy figure Salvation an AI construct, accusing Utopia of secretly creating a new species of human, and arguing that the universe...
You have left the no-file zone. Safe travels, Commander.
His true shape is being concealed by superpower-sponsored holograms. Lathos advertised Fowler's content with an excerpt from the most recent End Times episode. Years ago, a sinister group called Black Flight committed multiple crimes, including murder, to suppress evidence of Thargoid activity after the First War. The mainstream news feeds buried the story, of course, but the fearless truth seekers among us have repeatedly named the Colonia, Nikchi and Wisat systems as locations where the Black Flight operated. There's a real buzz in that region right now. Something's going on that they don't want you to know about. Never give up our search for the right facts, people. Anti-NMLA forces win Marlinist civil war. Pilots Federation alert. The conflict in the Hyades sector ROPB-62 system has been won by the exiled Marlinist Assembly of Baltazine. Support from independent pilots played a key role in defeating the Marlinism Reformation Party. The faction's entire leadership has been arrested, with their replacements vowing to reshape it along politically moderate lines. Minister Octavia Volkov made a declaration of victory to the Marlinist parliament. The Neo-Marlinists have been crushed and Aaron Knight is dead, a casualty of the war his terrorist paymasters began. I deeply regret that our society has suffered this.
Frameshift drive charging.
But have no regrets at destroying the NMLA's political wing once and for all. Prime Consul Coyote Tao sent assurances to the Alliance, Empire and Federation that they should view this as confirmation that the...
3, 2,
Marlinist colonies are your steadfast allies in the fight against the NMLA. ACT has drafted in extra resources to investigate the Marlinism Reformation Party's ties to Theta Group, the terrorist bomb makers responsible for last month's devastating starport attacks. With First Minister Jenna Fairfax confirmed as among the fatalities, Acting First Minister Amrita Ross has organized a snap election to democratically appoint a new leader for the Marlinist colonies. LTT-198 hosts competing mining campaigns. Pilots Federation alert. Torval Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have requested deliveries of mined resources to the LTT-198 system. LTT-198 State Limited, its controlling faction, will only allow one of the rival corporations to remain permanently. The company with the most successful campaign will establish a new starport in the permit-controlled system. Senator Zelina Torval, who has sole control of the Mastopoulos mining subsidiary, announced, "My company is working on an experimental mining laser with increased range. To achieve this, shipments of mined resources must be delivered in sufficient numbers to the Pride of Bitterwood megaship in LTT-198. Emmerich Koenig, CEO of Recon Construction, outlined a counter-initiative. "We will pay handsomely for deliveries of mined resources to the megaship Tobias's gift in the LTT-198 system." Both factions have requested units of coltan, gallite, praseodymium, and silver. LTT-198 State Limited will provide all contributors to these initiatives with temporary system permits lasting 1 week. Leaked report exposes Aegis failures. The Aegis Board of Inquiry's initial findings have been leaked to journalists, with several problems within the anti-Xeno organization detailed in the files. Vox Galactica journalist Alexei Keel reported on its contents. The independent inquiry into Aegis is in its early stages, making this disclosure of delicate information all the more embarrassing. Although only a summary, it highlights shortcomings that were immediately apparent to the investigators. The leaked files outline a pattern of poor internal organization and negligence. One claim is that Aegis accepted its heavy reliance on independent pilots entering combat situations against the Thargoids. A lack of technological breakthrough since the first generation of AX weaponry is also criticized. Professor Tesro, who has since resigned, is singled out for prioritizing communication with the Thargoids rather than developing quickly deployed defenses. Interview transcripts show that some Aegis personnel consider the inquiry itself to be part of a larger agenda. A recurring claim is that the superpowers directly contributed to Aegis's inefficiency by reducing funds. And are now scapegoating Aegis management for a lack of progress. Dr. Paul Borman, chair of the Board of Inquiry.
Delisi, Lima Uniform Hotel. Comms link established. Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander.
Said that only the final report should be
Shields offline.
considered
Silent running.
official. It is unclear when the Borman report, as some newsfeeds refer to it, might be ready for publication. Rival corporations compete in LTT-198. Torval Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have
Warning. Temperature critical.
both established a presence in the LTT-198 system. Marlon Royce, business analyst
Warning. Taking heat damage.
for Vox Galactica, reviewed the situation. It is highly unusual for two megacorps to set
Warning. Hull breach attack. Taking internal damage.
up new headquarters in the same place. But Mastopoulos Mining and Recon Construction have always competed aggressively for mining and transportation contracts, so it seems a new chapter in their rivalry has begun. This permit-locked system is controlled by the independent faction LTT-198.
Warning. Temperature critical. Hull integrity compromised. Taking damage.
That it demanded a fortune from both corporations in return for granting passage to its ships and allowing construction of industrial complexes on the planet Denis. This is the first significant
Thermal signature restored.
Senator Zelina Torval's new company, an autonomous offshoot of Mastopoulos.
Module malfunction.
It may be that Recon Construction's presence is an
Warning. Taking heat damage.
effort to crush their old enemy before she can acquire further corporate strength. The Imperial Herald reported that Constantia Torval, one of Zelina Torval's daughters, has traveled from the Sintiini system to LTT-1.
Request approved. Set down on landing pad 3-1.
698. It is believed Constantia has taken command at Torval Mastopoulos Mining's operations.
You are clear for automated approach,
Onion Head
Commander.
legality sparks debate. The introduction of Onion Head Gamma strain by the Kumo crew has reignited long-running arguments around the popular psychedelic drug. An interview with Sander Lechard, spokesperson for the Coalition for Legalization, was published by Vox Galactica. I have yet to see evidence that Onion Head is more harmful than common recreational substances. Open-minded people in independent systems are now discovering this for themselves. In response, other news feeds featured a range of opinions. Onakana views. Published rates of the Federation's
Scan detected.
just Zachary Rackham and Sir Randolph Plaskett may feel comfortable wooing trade tycoons with the Outlord Weed, but legalizing low-cost Onion Head would risk the whole empire collapsing into a stupor. The Pegasi Sentinel, the popularity of Helix is steadily growing, and the revenue it generates will undoubtedly benefit those fortunate to live within Archon Delane's
Successful. Docking restraints engaged.